Welcome, Radiant Soul. I'm Christine Gold, and in today's video, we're bridging the ancient with the now. We'll explore how prophecies from mystics like Baba Vanga, Edgar Cayce, and even Buddha speak directly to what many of us are experiencing, the call to retrieve our soul and rise into alignment. What is soul retrieval? I mean, when I first heard that, I'm like, is that like rising from the dead? Is that something that I'm missing in my life? It just, for me, I had no idea what that was before my awakening. It just sounded all too woo and too out there because it wasn't in here. And I know many of us have experienced multiple dark nights of the soul. Spiritual awakening, healing journeys are all different. They all have different timelines. And they're always evolving. And it's like walking the path. It really does not end. I truly believe it's the end of suffering. Because the Buddha said, to be human is to suffer. Right? So many ancient teachings point to the soul as multidimensional. I mean, there's so many developments and areas and layers, not that we're onions or anything, but it's really about how trauma, loss, and fear can cause pieces of us to fragment off, or for me, for example, and a lot of my clients, to compartmentalize and put it in little boxes and tuck it away for later, and it tends to sit in the heart chakra. So soul retrieval isn't just shamanic, it's universal. And we're seeing this right now. So in many traditions, the process of remembering and returning to wholeness was the path to enlightenment or divine union. And what the mystics foretold. So really, let's look at what some of the mystics and prophets had to say and how these messages reflect our spiritual healing journey today. Baba Vanga, for example, she spoke of a great spiritual awakening in the mid-2020s. Now, Baba Vanga passed away, 50, 60 years ago. She was blind. She made many, many predictions that have come true. For me, I don't need evidence. I don't need science to know what I feel, what I don't know yet. Many of us predict a lot of things in our life. Whether we share them or not, and whether we need for it to foretell it to come true in order to be believed, is a whole nother thing. You know what you know, right? You know what you feel. You know what you see. These are all of your clairs. And you don't need outside authority to tell you otherwise. Yes? So she spoke of that great spiritual awakening, a time when people would rediscover ancient wisdom, untapped wisdom, activations, DNA activations, upgrades, timeline shifts, portals, and turn away from materialism. And we're seeing this right now. We're seeing this great division, especially the haves and the have-nots. But if you really think about it, they really don't have anything. Right? Because we're coming to realize that materialism is a bottomless pit. So doesn't that sound like a call to soul retrieval? And then I want to talk about Edgar Cayce. I've had past lives with him. One of my mentors has a big connection to him, and he's known as the sleeping prophet. So he said the mind, and he did thousands of readings, and just you can go and check him out. But the mind is the builder. He predicted a massive shift in consciousness around this time, especially after 2024. Right? This, they say, golden age. He emphasized healing from within and connecting with divine purpose, whatever that happens to be, not based on anyone around you, but based on your connection to spirit, to yourself. So we'll talk about Nostradamus. Very cryptic he was. He hinted at a spiritual leader rising from the West and great emotional purging in the 2020s. What if that leader is within you? Not a politician, not science, and certainly not religion. It is a symbolic call for soul sovereignty, being sovereign in who you are, mind, body, spirit. And then we'll talk about, Buddha. I have a great connection with Buddha, with Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist, but I practice all things that resonate with my soul in order to retrieve that ancient wisdom within. Yes? So they both emphasized returning to the center. I always talk about the Zen-den, come back into alignment, come back into the yin and the yang of it all, into balanced, into being centered, into being grounded. I tap into that tree wisdom as well, a lot. And going out in nature, because nature is us and we are nature. That is a soul retrieval. It is all about shedding illusion and ego. To remember your true self mirrors exactly what happens in soul retrieval. Then let's go to Yogananda. I love yoga. I love the whole philosophy. I've practiced it for 6 years. Yogananda taught that real joy lies within, nothing on the outside. And all healing is soul healing. And Yogananda predicted that Western and Eastern spirituality would merge. Hello, it's happening right now. And I love how they planted these seeds many, many, many years ago and watered and watch it come to fruition, which is happening right now. And that's part of the mind builder. Anything you put out in your mind, spoken, written, creating, goes out into the world. Yes? So what are you spreading? Love or fear? Let's go to Saint Francis of Assisi. I do love the saints. And he was a mystic of simplicity. He spoke of surrendering all, your ego snags, your attachments, for inner peace, your triggers. His soul's message is to let go what isn't you. You are pure love. End, period, full stop. That's it. Another one is Khalil Gibran, amazing writer. He wrote, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding." And I love that. He says understanding, and it does break you because whether you call it a mask, whether you call it protection because of all the hurts and those people and all that stuff, the trauma, understanding, and I've talked about this in other videos, is because it hasn't been retrieved from your soul to become an inner standing. Inner, it's inside, not outside, not untouchable, not out in the ethers, not, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, I do. I've felt it. I know it. I've been through it. I've retrieved it. That's what they're talking about. So This echoes the truth that sometimes our fragmentation leads us to deeper connection. You know, Kitsunguro, the Japanese art of all the broken pieces with gold. I mean, we're all pieces, broken beautifully, and we put ourselves back together through soul retrieval. So how does this tie into what's happening right now? We're accessing these mystics. You know, it's a theme. Humanity will go through a breakdown to experience a breakthrough. I've had, beautiful webinars and workshops all about breakdown to breakthrough, rock bottom, if you want to call it. That's where soul retrieval comes in. Then the prophecies are not doom, they're invitations. And many times when people live in fear about it or dismiss it, oh, well, you made all these predictions. What about lottery numbers? You're living here. You're living in fear. So invitations to heal, to remember, and to come back to yourself. That's why, right now, more people are awakening, releasing trauma, and reclaiming their purpose than ever before. So let's do a mini soul retrieval activation, shall we? Let's take a moment, just 30 seconds, to call your soul back. Close your eyes. You can say this aloud or silently to yourself. I remember who I am. I release what isn't mine. I call all soul parts home with love and light. I remember who I am. I release what isn't mine. I call all soul parts home with love and light. Breathe it in, feel it, know it, receive it. If you felt resonance in this message, in this video, these mystics are reminding you you're not alone. And your healing matters. Your return to self is part of the greater awakening. So thank you very much. I invite you to maybe comment, share, let me know what stood out for you today. And I look forward to seeing you another time. And of course, I invite you to live in the now and accept why you're here. And I'm sending you so much love. Mwah.